So, as promised, we are going to jump right on into episode one of my vlog. And the topic of discussion is earned privilege. The privilege that moms, professional moms, have earned versus those that can be inherited. Not to step on any toes, but there is a difference between earning something and inheriting something. Working your butt off through blood, sweat, tears, and commitments, having a plan and executing it flawlessly versus maybe not having to, and I use the word maybe lightly because there are people who have inherited great things. My children will be those people one day. And when you are the fruits of your parents' labor, there is a different, often different stance that you may take towards life because there are certain things, certain hurdles that you can bypass. Anyway, I just noticed as a professional mom, as a mom with a certain level of privilege, and let me back up. I don't mean privilege is tied to anything monetary. I'm not talking about because my kids may be in private school, your kids may wear name brands, you may have a nanny, you may have a chef, a housemaid, you may live in the best community in XYZ city. I'm talking about access, resources, and opportunities. To me, those are the things that privilege affords us. And those are the things that truly matter. Having those things, of course, ultimately lead to the monetary things, the things that are covenant in society, the nice things. But as a mom with a certain level of privilege, it just seems like there's a lot of shade thrown. A lot of it must be nice. You ain't really a mama because you're not about that struggle life. And I just really want to take the time out to talk about that because I find that I have multiple circles because I am someone that's from an urban environment. My mom didn't graduate high school. I grew up, using food stamps, and I didn't go to the best public schools. Let me be clear, I went to the worst public schools, and so I understand the mentality of started from the bottom and how it is a badge of honor and something to be respected because I represent that started from the bottom. My husband and I both. My husband, on the other hand, is from Oakland, California, and I won't go into a bunch of details because he's from Oakland, so people are going to assume what they're going to assume. Nonetheless, we both made it. We're the ones in our family that made it, so now we are able to afford our children a lifestyle that we were not afforded, a lifestyle that we were not accustomed to. And as a mom, especially as a black mom, I personally experience a lot of shade, and it makes me feel that I can't be the only mom out here or the only woman out here that experiences that. I often talk to my BFF about it. We laugh about it, we joke about it. But I just had like an aha moment. Like right now, we're talking a lot about the imposter syndrome. And of course, we're tapping into that. But how do you think it feels to be a black woman, someone that's professional, uber successful, living their best life or their dream life or whatever, only to not be accepted by your own because you don't talk enough about the struggle life? Because believe you me, everybody got pieces of their life that represent the struggle life. Some they want to share, some they don't, some that get shared voluntarily or involuntarily. But the moral of the story is we must start to embrace the various levels of mom life. None of us are created equally. All of us can learn from our experiences, regardless of what you think is in my bank account or what you think I drive or where you think I live. We can learn a lot from each other. And I think that as African American women, it is important, more than ever to emulate that. Let's support one another. Let's do that. Let's not assume that, you know, someone in a position is trying to emulate a white woman because oftentimes it does feel like that hashtag mom life is reserved for a white woman life. And if you have those things, you're trying to be white. And thank God for Blackish. Blackish did open up a lot of doors for us to see the black family in a different light. But for those living in the day to day, they'll tell you that there's still a lot of work to be done. So, not to go on a long, drawn out tangent, but I'm curious. Drop a line, drop a comment, you know, below and tell me, as a professional mom, as a working mom, as an executive, as a CEO, as a business owner, a $1 million brand, a doctor, a pharmacist, a lawyer, a professor, whatever, you know, how have you navigated those challenges, and do you experience that? Do you feel like you get the eternal side eye from everybody? Do you feel like because of that you're very, slow to share? I remember early on, um, people at work would ask me like, "Oh my God, well, where do your children go to daycare?" And in my mind, I would think twice because I didn't want to say, "Well, my kids don't go to daycare because I have a nanny." Um, so I am just curious to know how many other moms experience that. How many moms of color? Because when you look at white women, they can say that all day long and nobody's going to blink an eye. But for a black woman to say that, especially one that may not fit the quote unquote cookie cutter, background, um, I'm just wondering. I'm just curious. And I just really want to have open, honest conversations about that because I want us to embrace our earned privileges because we out here doing the damn thing. We work hard. We went to school. Some of us didn't. We are out here chasing our dreams. We out here taking names. We out here grassrooting it. Whatever. We're out here doing the damn thing, and we are earning our place in society because a lot of us, just by sheer virtue of numbers, didn't grow up in the same environment that we live in now. A lot of our parents didn't have a quarter of the stuff that we have now. And we should celebrate that, and we should feel comfortable in our own communities, in our own circle of friends and sorors and, sisters and colleagues to just say, yes, this is what I have going on, and not feel like you're boasting or bragging, or people not making you feel like you are by making comments like it must be nice. Um, so yeah, tell me your experience. Let's share. Let's talk about it more. How are you handling this earned privilege? How would you suggest to someone who's new to this? The new grad or the new business owner or the new millionaire, or the new public figure. How would you, you know, what would you say to them to help them be ready to navigate this? And what are some of your comments below? So again, that's the first thing that I wanted to address, and I just hope that we have a very respectful, engaging dialogue, and that we all walk away with something more than what we came in with. So signing off, this is Dr. Sonya O, the Mom's Guide, just keeping it real, and hope to hear from you guys soon.